Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, we are from group 4 consisting of Anif Safil Afida, Hanif Al-Haroki, Ozair, me Aprila Isatul Solihah, Muhammad Zaki Toirihi, Naila Farah Firdausi, and the last Suhandika Aditya Rosi. Here, we will explain a little about the definition of POV, why POV is important, 4 tips of POV, and the last POV mistake. The first is definition of POV. POV, point of view, is a point of view used by the author in telling the story. Jadi, POV atau kepanjangan dari point of view yang dalam bahasa Indonesia biasa disebut dengan sudut pandang merupakan sudut pandang yang digunakan penulis dalam menceritakan kisahnya. Jadi, dari perspektif manakah atau dari sudut pandang mana sebuah cerita itu disampaikan oleh penulis. And this POV has an important role in story writing, which will be conveyed by my friend Ozair.
Okay, thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And now we will discuss about point of view, the importance of point of view. Point of view is very important because work as a means of presenting events, characters, settings, or other thing in a storytelling. In storytelling. Jadi sudut pandang ini bekerja sebagai sarana penyajian peristiwa, tokoh, latar, atau hal lain yang ada dalam cerita. Sudut pandang sendiri juga sangat penting dalam suatu cerita untuk menentukan bagaimana kita memikirkan, menganggap suatu tokoh itu memiliki sifat yang bagaimana. Nah, dengan adanya unsur sudut pandang ini dalam suatu cerita akan memadukan suatu cerita yang sangat menarik. Nah, dalam saat kita membuat suatu cerita, kita juga harus menentukan target kepada siapa kita akan memberikan suatu cerita. Jadi, pembaca akan merasa memahami suatu cerita dan memiliki anggapan bagaimana suatu tokoh itu bekerja dalam suatu cerita. Mungkin itu saja dari saya, akan dilanjutkan oleh teman kelompok saya. Terima kasih. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Zaki Tohiri. Here I will tell you about the first person point of view. What is the definition of first person of view? The definition is the first person point of view tells the story from the perspective of the author or narrator. All the story depend on the author or narrator. Usually, in the story, it use the subject or the pronouns use I, so mine, we, ours. It some pronouns that used in first point of view. There are many advantages of the first person point of view. The first one is first point of view can captivate your audience because the narrator is someone who actually in the action. So all the story that tells about the experience of the narrator is himself. So we as the reader will more feel about the story. So for the second one is it's easier for the new authors, because someone who the first time write the story will easy to use this method or this point of view. You can write based on what you know. Everything you know, you can write in that story. The narrator's writing doesn't know everything. Just you know, but your writing, but your experience. So this makes it relatively less complicated to research compared to writing in third person of view. And then for the next advantages is first person point of view brings reader closer to the character, because the reader gets to see and hear everything the narrator does. He can also feel or react the event as the narrator does. So we as the reader will feel everything. Will feel everything that tells about with the narrator. Sometimes when a writer uses the first person well, the reader may even feel that he is the main character and experience everything that happened as though he were truly in the story. He stay in the story. If the writer is telling about his own experience, the reader can feel assured that he knows what he's talking about compared with his telling about what other people told him about the subject. Nah, kemudian how how do you write first person? First time, here we have some tips that maybe can help you to write the the story that use first person of view point of view. Okay, the first one is study first person point of view in another book. You may read another book that use POV, so and then it can help you to write it clearly. And then for the second one is decided which tenses that will you use. Usually in first in point of view in first person, it use present or past tense. Sometimes in some book it mix of both. So, but the usual one it's just present because this story is talk about what the direct doing of the author in the present time. And then the third one is give your narrator character. Think of your narrator as real person or as full-fledged character in your book that you need to flesh. So you may consider making a detailed character profile to show the character of you in that story or of the character of the narrator in that story. So what the reader will know well the the character. And then for the fourth one, limit the text limit text. You can use uh, you can use uh, the word that I hear or I saw, but don't don't use it in every single word or every single sentence. When you use it, it makes a little thing cannot feel it when. Okay, I will give you example. I show the lighting flash through the.
Okay, so right now we will talk about the second person point of view. In the second person point of view, the words are commonly used are you, your, and yours. Seperti yang bisa dilihat di PPT. Nah, kemudian untuk penggunaannya sendiri, biasanya second person point of view ini digunakan dalam apa sih? Nah, second person point of view ini biasanya digunakan dalam pembuatan pengiklanan atau iklan-iklan, advertisement, pembuatan lirik lagu, dan juga pembuatan technical writing seperti pembuatan text procedure. Nah, dalam step-stepnya itu biasanya menggunakan second person point of view. Nah, kemudian untuk novel sendiri, apakah second person point of view ini sering digunakan dalam pembuatan novel, cerita pendek, atau juga naskah film seperti itu? So, the second person point of view are less common in novel, short story, or movie. Jadi penggunaan second person point of view ini sangat jarang kita temui. Istilahnya it's very rare to find in the novel, short story, or movie. Sangat jarang sekali kita temui dalam cerita pendek, novel, atau film. Kenapa kok jarang dipakai oleh para narator atau penulis cerita? It's because the second person point of view limits the narrator or storyteller ability to build up the character of the hero. So when we cannot see the hero, we cannot know what the person look like. Jadi seperti ini. Untuk second person point of view ini membatasi seorang narator atau seorang penulis cerita dalam membuat karakternya lebih dalam lagi, dalam menjelaskan karakter dari suatu tokoh itu lebih dalam. Jadi kita tidak bisa mengetahui gimana sih bentuk fisiknya dari si tokoh kayak gitu, gimana sih cirinya dari si tokoh, misalkan bermata biru, terus berambut panjang sebahu, berambut pirang, bertubuh gemuk atau kurus seperti itu. Tidak dijelaskan karena apa? Karena dalam second person point of view ini audience that become the hero. Jadi dalam second person point of view ini merujuk pada para pendengar, para audience yang menjadi hero dalam atau tokoh dalam ceritanya. So the audience that guiding the story, the audience that navigating the story, seperti itu. Nah, salah satu contohnya sudah saya sediakan di PPT, yakni please let me look my note. So at that moment, ini contohnya ya. At that moment, your body starts to heat up. Your anger is getting to you. You bravely cried out against the tyranny of the king. Nah, sebenarnya ini kalimat yang saya buat sendiri, jadi tidak ada di cerita. Kurang tahu misalkan ada ya, tapi ini kalimat yang saya buat sendiri. Jadi dalam kalimat tersebut tidak menceritakan secara spesifik bagaimana tokoh dari cerita tersebut, namun hanya menyebutkan your anger, your body it's getting to you, you bravely, kayak gitu. Jadi hanya menggunakan you, your, and yours. Jadi merujuk pada para pendengar, audiensnya, seperti itu. So please take a note in the second point of view that you are the audience that become the hero of the story. Jadi kamu yang menjadi tokoh dari cerita tersebut. But actually meskipun jarang sekali ya ditemukan dalam naskah-naskah atau naskah-naskah cerita, naskah-naskah novel atau naskah film seperti itu, sangat jarang sekali ditemukan dan juga sangat jarang yang dipakai. Namun second point of view ini biasanya masih ada beberapa para penulis atau narator yang memakainya, dikarenakan ini dapat membantu untuk to help to make the action of the story feel immediate and reliable to audience. Jadi bisa membuat seakan-akan audience itu sendiri yang terjun ke dalam cerita itu. Jadi yang beraksi dalam sebuah cerita tersebut audience itu sendiri. Seperti itu. Nah, saya akan memberikan sebelum saya akhiri, saya juga akan memberikan salah satu contoh lain dari yang lagu ya. Jadi dalam lirik lagu untuk second point of view ini biasanya juga digunakan dalam song lyric seperti punyanya Billie Eilish, Your Power. Di liriknya itu juga ada yang mengatakan try not to abuse your power. I know you didn't choose to change, you might not wanna lose your power. Nah, dalam lirik tersebut terdapat kata you dan your, dimana itu mengajak para audiensnya untuk lebih merasakan atau lebih mendalami makna dari lirik tersebut, seperti itu. Oke, dan saya rasa itu sudah cukup untuk second person point of view. Untuk selanjutnya akan dijelaskan mengenai third person point of view, dimana third person point of view ini terbagi menjadi dua, yakni limited dan omniscience. Thank you.
Okay, in the third person point of view atau sudut pandang orang ketiga, biasanya narator memanggil karakter dengan he, she, it, they, atau bahkan dengan nama. Third person point of view banyak digunakan pada novel dan cerita-cerita. Mungkin karena mudah penggunaannya ya. Jadi di sini third person point of view dibagi menjadi dua. That is third person omniscient point of view and third person limited point of view. Okay, the next explanation will be continue with Mbak Naila.
Okay everyone, let's continue this presentation. Now is about the third person omniscient. But have you heard before or you are never heard at all? Let's see together. Actually, the third person omniscient is the most open and flexible point of view available to the writers. As the name implies, omniscient, the narrator omniscient is all-seeing and all-knowing about the characters, while the narration is outside from any one characters. Then, like the author is telling from the story from his point of view, and the author may occasionally access the consciousness of a view or many different characters. Let's see the example. While Dika was planning a special night out with Nana, she was quietly making plans to break up with him. All of their friends would be shocked to discover her plans. Well, in this part, writers tell about Nana from his point of view, not telling the story from Dika's or Nana's point of view. So here it is very clear that there is third person besides Dika and Nana who knows very well the detail of condition of the characters, that is the author or the writers. So
Okay, I will continue to explain about the third person limited path. So in the third person limited path, the narrator only knows the feelings and what's going on in one character in the story or novel. The narrator will also not know the activities of other character if the character he tells are not in the same area. Jadi sudut pandang orang ketiga yang dipakai narator ini hanya fokus pada satu tokoh saja. Dia tidak tahu keadaan tokoh lain apabila tidak di satu area. Seperti contoh yang ada di PPT, yaitu she was the one who knew all the answer on the test. She had the highest grade in the entire class. Jadi narator ini menceritakan situasi satu karakter ini, yaitu si. Dia menceritakan keadaan si tadi di sekolah, di kelas misalnya. Jadi narator nggak tahu apa yang dilakukan ibunya si ini tadi di rumah, misal ibunya lagi masak atau ibunya lagi ke pasar, itu naratornya nggak tahu karena narator menggunakan sudut pandang orang ketiga limited. Mungkin sekian penjelasan dari saya, dan the last explanation akan dilanjutkan oleh Mas Hanif. Terima kasih.
Okay, I will continue the presentation. Now I will explain the POV mistake. The first is inconsistency in point of view. The first of several choices you have to make is about what person in the story will be told in. There are no right and wrong choices, but whatever you choose, stick with it. Inconsistency in POV is one of the quickest tips of an amateur narrative. The ability to dip into any character's perspective or experience is a heady feeling for any author. The second is too many poorly chosen viewpoints. Here where we start getting into advanced point of view problems. Most writers learn early on to avoid the basic problems of inconsistency with any individual point of view. However, what many authors fail to recognize as equally vital is their choice of which characters and how many should be given point of view. Everything in a story should be carefully chosen to contribute to an overall whole of cohesion and resonance. If this stands true, with determining the importance of every scan's presence in your story, it certainly stands just as much for every point of view. Here are guidelines for identifying and choosing the best path for your story. The first is the fewer path is better. The second is examine the action, and the last is examine the climatic moment. And now we jump to the third mistake is randomly distributed viewpoint. Okay, fewer paths are better. So let's say you've got a book with two paths, the protagonist path and the one minor character. Not only must you choose your path character wisely, you should also optimally be distributing those point of view in a consistent manner throughout the story. If a character's point of view shows up just once or twice, you have to question whether it is really necessary. Doing so not only prevent the jarring effects reader experience when they run into a completely strange point of view. Deep in the book, it also enhances thematic resonance by highlighting how the plot progression is impacting this secondary character at every juncture. And the last is read voice. Read point of view aren't just about control, they're also about style. They needn't be blatantly flamboyant, but they must never be ordinary. It creates a story that couldn't possibly be read aloud in a dry monotone, but rather one that offers its own inherent inflection and verve. The key word is personality. Seek to make its voice distinctive to the narrating character, even if the differentiations are subtle. Thank you.